say that drowning's the, like the most peaceful way to go out or something like that is at least what I remember as a kid. So when I was in the pool, we would do this thing where it was like a hive, and they would get everybody, and the cadre would get everybody treading water, and then they would just start to encircle you. And we called it sharking, but they would start to circle you up and press you in closer and closer. And so you have the guys just getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And pretty soon you can't use your arms. Like you can't tread. You're just doing these little hand flipper motions to kind of get the whole thing to keep moving. And your feet are just barely moving. And you're just staying afloat. But then the guy next to you, his leg grabs your leg and it pulls you down. And then the cadre come up underneath and they grab you and they pull you out. And you have no idea that they're there. That's why we called it sharking. It's like the shark, great white shark grabbing their prey from below. You never even see it. And then they pull you straight to the bottom of the pool and they hold you. And they're looking at you and you're looking at them. Whatever you had for air at the top is what you have down there.
That's it,
That's
man.
it.
That's
so
it, dude.
The minute you feel that, and that's it. And you're down at the bottom. And I remember one time I didn't get a big breath. It was just a little.
It's like a little tough.
Just a little. Okay, just close my mouth with a quick inhale. And I remember thinking to myself, like, okay. And I got to the bottom and he pinned me down and he just kept looking at me and I'm out of breath at this point. And it probably only lasted, maybe, 30, 40 seconds. It felt like minutes went by.
I bet.
And I'm just like, just sucking in my chest, and I'm just looking at him. I'm not fighting him. I'm not panicking. I'm like, I'll pass out before I show you that I'll freak out.
Yeah.
And finally, after I was, basically sucking my chest into my spine, he let me up.
Jesus, you're about to have a collapsed lung because you're like, I'm not quitting, dude.
Yeah. So he let me back up. I got to the top, and at least this time I was on the outside of the hive. But, those type of things, they just let you understand that, you can do a lot in life that doesn't equal death. Yeah. Even though it might feel like it at the time.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a good saying that I've heard on tons of other podcasts, including like Joe Rogan, is like, the worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you. It's just it's all about perspective, like, or the heart. You could say the same thing could be said about like saying like the hardest thing you've ever done is the hardest thing you've ever done. That doesn't mean that that's the hardest thing that you can ever do.
Right.
That just means that particular moment, that's the hardest thing that you've ever done.
Yeah. And then take solace that it can always get worse.
Yeah, well, it certainly can. That's for sure, man. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, it sounds like you guys were able to make it through all that that whole process, indoctrination process.
Yeah. So I'll give you a quick summary. So the last week before pre-BRC kicked off, I